Hi, e-commerce sellers. Today I'm going to show you how to sell on Walmart.com. Now, the process has changed recently. Walmart made some updates as of October of 2022. The process is a lot more simpler now. But first, I want to give you a few reasons why you should sell on Walmart. The first reason is going to be market exposure and diversification. So if you have a popular brand or product, you should be getting as much traffic as you can to that brand or product. Now, at minimum, you should be selling in marketplaces like Amazon and Walmart, especially if your product is a household good item. You want to get diversification and maximum exposure. Right now, Walmart is aggressively trying to gain market share in the e-commerce space, and they're doing a lot of cool things to help new sellers. Now, the other reasons are going to be timing and scalability. As we all know, COVID accelerated the process of people adapting to buying stuff online and selling stuff online. More people now than ever are doing these things. Now, it's not that debatable if we're in a recession or not right now. A lot of people are going through some hard times. And where do people shop at during hard times? It's not at your local designer store. It's more often at places like Walmart. And historically, Walmart has done pretty well in comparison to other businesses during recessions. And again, that's because people, are cutting back. They're trying to budget themselves, and they're shopping in places like Walmart where they know they can buy budget-friendly and affordable products. I think Walmart is going to do well over the next 2 to 3 years because of the preceding hard times ahead of us. And I think that coming out of that, if they do everything right, they will continue to gain more market share in the e-commerce space. Now, if all these things sound good to you and you want to continue watching this and see how to learn how to apply to sell in Walmart, we're going to do that right now. I'm going to show you a few requirements to sell on Walmart.com. All right, guys, here are some requirements that are absolutely mandatory if you want to get approved to sell on Walmart.com. The first is going to be having an employee identification number, registering an entity in the US or having a registered entity with the business tax ID. The next is going to be having a US address, followed by having a US number. So Walmart is wanting to make sure that you are a real business and a real seller. And so what you're going to need to do is when you have your entity created and then across all your documents, it's very, very, very important that all the information on there is congruent about you. Your address information, number, business information. You want to make sure that all that is the same. Because during the application, it's an automated process, so it's not a human vetting these things initially because there's lots of people submitting applications. So if you submit an application and you have small errors such as having abbreviations like, LN on some documents and then having Lane, for your address on a different document, that could literally keep you from getting approved. The bot or the automated process will see it as a red flag, and you'll automatically get denied. So it's very important. Have congruent information and everything the same. The next is going to be having a professional website URL. So, if you are a wholesaler, you should have a wholesale website that lists all the brands you sell, and then it should have a list of some of the products, a good amount of the items you sell, and then there should be UPC codes for each of those items, in the catalog. If you're more of a B2C, like a direct, business to consumer business model, like say for example you sell on Shopify, then you should have a professional Shopify website. The next thing is going to be category you sell in. So when we go through the application process, as you see here soon, Walmart is going to ask you to pick a category that you sell under or that best fits the products you sell. There's going to be two of ways to go about this. The first is going to be, obviously, if you only sell a handful of products, you're going to pick whatever category best fits your products. The second is going to be if you sell a wide range of products, you're going to want to pick the product that has the most demand or sales. And this is because Walmart wants experienced sellers. So if you have sales, that relates to having experience. The next thing is products must have a GS1 certified UPC. So having these universal product codes is very important. On your website, it's best you have a catalog, and for each of these items or a good amount, you have those GS1 certified UPC codes. SS4 and W9. So an SS4 is an employee identification number letter, and then you have a W9. You want to have these ready in PDF format to submit. During the initial application process, Walmart is not going to request these things, but from our experience, more than half the time after applying, they're going to reach out to you via email and request these documents. If you can get them back pretty quickly, like same day, that helps a lot. Here are some extras that will give you just a little bit higher chance of getting approved. Having a professional business email address. So if your business is Smith's Warehouse, and you have Smith at smithswarehouse.com, that's going to look a lot better and professional versus having, Smith Warehouse at Yahoo or gmail.com. So you want to have a professional business email address. The next thing is going to be experienced sellers. So as mentioned, Walmart wants people that are going to do everything professionally, get products fulfilled in a professional and fast manner to their customers, and leave their customers with a good experience. So if you have experience for the company you're applying to sell on Walmart.com with, whether it be selling on Amazon, Etsy, or any other marketplaces, you want to curate that information or data and provide that in your application. And then again, just having a professional website, having our information being congruent. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to mention. So on your website, your address, your phone number, that should match with what's on your legal entity. That can hurt you if you make that mistake of not having it the same. So make sure that's updated and accurate. The next thing is going to be revenue range. So when you apply to sell on Walmart, they're going to ask you, how much business do you do? So first, I would not lie about this. And then you want to put something similar to what you did in the previous calendar year. So for example, if you made 100K in revenue, you might say you made something similar to that. It's okay to be a little optimistic, because businesses do grow. But I wouldn't, for example, say if you made 100 last year, I wouldn't put you think you're going to make 1.5 million this year. I wouldn't do that. Those are absolutely, again, mandatory requirements, and then some extra things I would do. Now what I want to go over are some no-nos and things you want to avoid if you want to get approved. All right, top mistakes. So these are all the mistakes the rookies and amateurs make. So the first one is going to be a low number of products. So if you have access to multiple brands and suppliers and you are, let's say you have 100 products, you don't want to be lazy and only list, like, say, your top 3 or 5 products. You want to list every single one. So don't make that mistake. Do that. Walmart will like to see that you do business with multiple brands and different suppliers. The next is going to be avoiding custom-made items. Walmart doesn't want this. They want a smooth process for their business model and customers. So, for example, don't try to sell print-to-demand items on Walmart. They don't want it, at least right now. They could change in the future. Double check your information. This is the biggest one. So again, like I gave that example, you may have your website, you may have a different address or phone number on your website. That literally, it's not so much that, Walmart thinks that's going to hurt your business. That just gives Walmart the impression that you potentially are not a legitimate seller, and you're just trying to get accepted to sell on the Walmart marketplace and take advantage of the traffic on there. The next is going to be, if you get denied, you can appeal the decision. So this is also, I'd say, the second biggest one. So when you apply to sell on Walmart, just because you get denied the first time, it does not mean that you can't apply again, and it does not mean that you can appeal the decision. So there is an appeal process. You can do it multiple times. It's off and on. It can take, it could take a couple weeks. It could take a couple months, but don't get discouraged if you get denied. I would definitely appeal that decision if you get denied. All right, guys, finally, we're going to get straight into the app. So I'm going to open up the marketplace and walk you through that, where to apply, how to apply, and then cover some of the things I mentioned for the requirements and these mistakes. All right, let's do it. Here we have it, marketplace.walmart.com. This is where you're going to apply. I'm going to get to the fun stuff now. And most people would advise you to go here and start the application right away. But I'm trying to give you as much value as I can. So I'm going to show you another method. Please like and subscribe to this video if you feel you're getting valuable information and you want to learn more about selling on Walmart or just more about e-commerce. So you can go to Launch, Solution Providers, and then you're going to go to Full Service Solution Providers. Now, all these solution providers are businesses that essentially add value to the Walmart marketplace, whether it be through services or SaaS softwares. If you do business with any of these people or companies, you can reach out to them and they will send you a custom link to apply through. Now, when you apply through this custom link, Walmart's going to expedite your decision, and also it's going to give you a higher chance of getting approved because Walmart sees it as, oh, this company already does business with one of our partners and they're going to like that. So that will definitely help. The most common one in here that's going to apply to most of y'all is going to be Shopify if you have a Shopify store. Now, when you build your website, or if you don't have one and you build a website and you can do it with Shopify, I would do it with Shopify just for the purpose of being able to apply through their custom link. If you want to go above and beyond, that's what I would do. Also, with any of these other services, if you look into them and you see that they can, add value, I would definitely work with them to get your foot in the door with Walmart. Because once you get your foot in the door with Walmart and you show Walmart that you're a good professional seller, it's not too hard to maintain selling on Walmart. All right, let's get to it. So getting straight into it, I'm going to do a live application. This is going to be for example purposes. So I'm just going to make up some information. You want to put your legal business name as it appears on your documents. So I use the example Smith Warehouse, and let's say it's an LLC. You're going to put your business email address. This will be a professional email address. And then you're going to put your phone number. So this phone number, you want to make sure that it's accessible. It's a real number you have, because Walmart, more often than not, will call you and try to verify some personal information, again, to make sure that you're a real seller. So you want to do that. You're going to create a password. All right. Some terms and conditions that you are going to agree to. Pretty much saying you're not going to do any bad things on Walmart or anything fraudulent. There we go. Now I'm going to wait to get an email from Walmart. You're going to get an email, and then once you get that email, just going to verify it, and then you're going to open up your application. All right, I have received my link back, so it brought me to this page. I'm going to log in now. And then upon logging in, I'm going to be brought to a seller dashboard. So if you have a Walmart store, you're going to have a dashboard like this where all your information and data is here. Pretty much all this stuff, which I'll go over in some other videos. For now, we're going to stick to the application. So as it says here, start selling in 3 easy steps. Walmart's made this process a lot simpler versus in the past. You're going to have business verification, then you're going to set up your payments, then you're going to set up your shipping. So first we're going to click Get Verified. You're going to enter in your 9-digit EIN number. And then you are going to put your entity name should be right here, followed by your business address. All right, and then you're going to provide your primary contact number. As mentioned, someone will reach out to you to make sure that you are accessible. Here, this is not an option. It recently was, so they also updated that. You have to provide a website. So for example purposes again, I'm going to put that. Now it says ask for your yearly gross merchandise value. So how much have you done in sales on average yearly? For example purposes, I'm going to put this. And then highest performance, pick the category that has the highest sales. But There's also another thing to consider. So depending on the season, let's say 30% of your inventory is garden supplies. Let's say 70% is school supplies. And let's say your garden supplies has, a good amount more revenue versus your school supplies. Well, depending on the time of the year, I may choose one over the other. For example, if it's the summer and Walmart has a higher demand for selling, stuff that sells in the summer, like garden supplies, then I might choose garden supplies. If it's the beginning of the school year or approaching it, and they're selling, school supplies, stationery stuff, college stuff, desk, then I might go with that option. So it can really depend if you want to get like really strategic about it, but for most people, yeah, it's just going to pertain to selecting whatever your highest selling category is. So for this example, I'm going to go with camera and supplies. And then you have customer service number. So this is going to be the number that customers can reach you at. This typically, if you have a phone number, you can do that. Or you have a toll-free number. You can have a toll-free number that forwards to a different number. So however you want to set that up. Customer service email address. This is going to be messages that customers reach out to you and you're expected to respond in a timely manner, like less than 48 hours. So make sure you use the email address that is being monitored because you will get customer messages. All right. And then we're going to submit for review. All right, so once submitted, you're going to get a notification right here that says verification typically takes a couple minutes, in some cases 2 business days. 9.9 out of 10 times, it's literally 2 business days. Once you do that, you'll then have the option to set up your payments. So you're going to click here, and then as it says here, you must be verified first, which can take a couple business days. Once you do this is where your disbursements are going to come from Walmart. You can set that up. It's pretty standard. You just provide your business banking information. You can use a personal account. I would suggest, using a business checking account, which you should have if you have a business. And then the third option is going to be shipping. So for your shipping and returns, there's going to be a couple different options. Most people go with this value shipping. That's kind of what most people go to. And then you have standard, which the difference being is you're saying you're going to ship out your items in less than 5 days. You have advanced setup. So if you click here, you're then going to be brought to this page where you can really customize it. So you can, adjust your transit time. You can adjust it to different regional locations. Let's say on the let's just say for logistic regions on the west side, you're able to get items there faster. You may put this shorter, faster time versus on the East Coast, it might take you longer. So you'll put these areas as, take a little bit longer to receive. So you can do that. Having faster shipment times definitely will lead to more sales, but I would not do that unless you can really handle that, because if you say you're going to do that and you don't, your account, Walmart will remove your selling privileges pretty fast. There's also 2-day shipping. So this is how you can qualify to become a pro seller. You get a pro seller badge, you get more sales. You got to hit different metrics too, but this helps a lot. But for most people, it's just going to be your value shipping. Now you have this Walmart, the return shipping service, RSS. You're going to have to agree to this information. This pretty much says like labels you'll be using, costs associated to returns. So you accept that. And then for the return center, you're going to need a place to receive returns from customers. So you might use a 3PL, like a supply chain management organization, to facilitate your returns for you. You could use, if you have your own warehouse, you put that. You can even use your house, your residential address. There are, small businesses that Walmart welcomes. So that is what you'd put here. You'd click submit. Upon doing that, then from there, you need to wait to hear back from Walmart. And, based on the time of the year, like right now, it's literally at the end of Q4, really busy, holidays, it's hectic, a lot of logistics stuff going on. You're probably not going to get a response until it could be as late as, beginning of Q1, end of Q1. It can be quite some time. Like literally this time of the year is the worst time to apply. It's the end of the year. Walmart's not looking to onboard new sellers that are potentially inexperienced and are going to cause issues during, again, the most busiest time of the year. And then two, you have fraudulent sellers that try to create these new accounts and do fraudulent things like ship out, empty boxes, ship out counterfeit goods, ship out different items and stuff. Like literally all that stuff, it happens. So if you're watching this and you're getting excited, I don't blame you, but I would not submit an application right now. I would wait until there's a time that you have a higher success rate. As I mentioned here, this thing popped up, business verification takes a minute, but 9.9 out of 10 times it takes, at least 2 business days. There you have it, guys. Again, please like and subscribe if you think this video is very valuable. It had any valuable information in it about, getting approved to sell on Walmart. I will be making more informative videos. Please comment away if you have any questions at all. There's never a dumb question to ask. I will answer every single one. And if there's any interesting comments, potentially make videos over any of those questions as well. All right, thanks.